When you think about who is the person that is least likely to show grace or be forgiving towards others or demonstrate patience in any way, who comes to mind? Do you have that person in your life that you know is like that? Just very unforgiving, short, aggressive, even towards others, impatient. Unfortunately, some of us have those people closer to us than we would like. Okay, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a parent, which would be sad, because the parental role is definitely a very special role, and for them to display that kind of quality is definitely sad. So again, could be a parent, brother, sister, so sibling, cousin, aunt, uncle, a friend. Okay, it could be a friend. Again, we're thinking about the aggressive person that's very impatient, short, aggressive towards others, has no time to show forgiveness or grace towards anybody else. That's who we're thinking of. It could be a boss, okay, which is definitely a difficult territory to navigate, considering that considering their position of power, really. And to have that kind of quality in a position of power, it can be scary, for sure. So it could be any of those people: parent, sibling, aunt, uncle, friend, some sort of relative, or some sort of distant relationship or connection. A boss, someone you see every day, someone you don't see every day, but you know it's there lurking. Or it could be you. Are you that person? Short, aggressive, unforgiving, unable to show grace, or unwilling to show grace towards others? And if it is, how do you know? If it is you, how do you know you are that person? Did someone tell you that? Did you think about it and realize on your own? Did more than one person bring it to your attention? How did it come about that you should know that you're like that? And if you do know that, what have you done about it since making the discovery? Okay, some people find out certain qualities about themselves through just getting feedback from the world. It could be the close circle or it could be outsiders, but just getting feedback in general from the world through everyday interactions with loved ones, business relationships, professional settings, strangers, etc. And when you do make those discoveries, the ball's in your court, because when you don't know something, you don't know. Okay, if you don't know something, if you don't know you're ugly in a certain area of your personality or whatnot, then you don't know. It might be sad that you should carry on this way, but if you don't know, you don't know. But the minute you know and you find out, or it comes to your attention one way or another, the responsibility is yours at that point. Okay? The world has brought the information to you somehow, some way, and now the ball's in your court. So my question is, those aggressive type of people, what do they do about that information? The information that I'm aggressive, I am short and unforgiving towards people, I put people down, people don't want to be around me because. When you have that kind of data, what do you do, or what have you done with this information? Some people, they find out something like that and it doesn't really mean anything to them. It's just, again, business as usual, carry on. It doesn't matter. Many of them also have what we would call comorbid, if you will, for lack of a better term, comorbid qualities or characteristics that make them just also not care that people think of them that way. Just very hard-hearted. So not only do they have the negative quality, but they're also not willing to hear from anybody else talking about that or bringing that to their attention. Others may not even realize that they carry that characteristic or that they display it. And when you do bring something like that to their attention, they can be embarrassed. They can be, yeah, embarrassed is a word. Uh, Surprised. Maybe even afraid. Afraid of maybe losing the relationship, afraid of what damage they have caused in the past, now, and maybe even in the future, especially if they have no control over that thing. They might even be fearful of causing any more damage. If it's a person that's kind of reflective and that's understanding, that wants to understand at least themselves and others, or that is sensitive to people's experiences of them. You see? So I wonder which side you're on. Are you on the side of this is me, world, I don't care, take it or leave it? Or are you on the side of I'm not perfect, but I'm trying and I'm open to getting the feedback and doing something with it? Whether it's positive, you're beautiful, wonderful, and you're great, please continue this way, or whether it's negative, I don't like this experience of you, please change. So I wonder which side of the spectrum you stand on. If you can at least make that decision, it would give you a lot of information about you and who you are if you would actually take the time to think about that. Another aspect of the subject that you can consider is aggressive people may or may not know that they're aggressive, may or may not know what type of damage they cause on a daily basis towards their loved ones or towards strangers, may or may not care that they cause any negative experiences. One thought that people have offered in the past in regards to anybody who is mean, anybody who is unpleasant to be around for one reason or another, is that the person is hurt. That's the message anyways. The person is hurt, and as a result, they hurt others. Have you heard that before? Hurt people hurt people. There may be some truth to that, but it does beg the question, to what extent is it acceptable? You see, just because you're hurt, does it give you the license to go around and making sure that everybody else is hurting as well? You see? So if you're a kid and you're hurt, physically, emotionally, mentally, whatnot, oftentimes kids have a limited ability to express themselves, so they do tend to lash out and act in ways that are would be frowned upon as an adult, and they as it should be, they are frowned upon. But there are adults in the world that continue to perpetuate these acts, tantrums, or using mean words or hurtful language towards others as if they were still children, except they're not. But the downside of that is that society babysits these people under the umbrella of hurt people hurt people. Okay, that's one messaging that you get for that, one label at least, which is an aspect of things, but they don't go beyond that. Hurt people, we get it, okay, yeah. But what about what's next? What about it? Okay, if it's an adult, I understand that you're hurt, but at what point do you take responsibility for your being hurt and putting a stop to this collateral damage that's been going on for so long? So that's one aspect. They also tend to put a label on people that perpetuate pain with mental health, and nothing against mental health. But again, it just begs the question, to what extent is it okay for you to continue this way under this, comfort or umbrella of I'm hurt, therefore it's okay for me to hurt people? So it does beg the question, at least in society, because granted, everybody's hurt, everybody's been through something, everyone's hurt. If everyone walked around like that with this mindset of I'm hurt, so you must hurt too, what type of world would we have then? If nobody made it a point to be kind and to be thoughtful before they speak, or to think about their actions before they put themselves out there and display certain things. If everybody walked around with this mindset of because I'm hurt, you have to hurt, what type of world would we have then? You see, so these are questions to think about, especially if you are the aggressive type. Again, nothing against people's negative experiences of the past. Nothing against that. And some of them are very, very strong and very powerful experiences. So it does take work. We're not denying that. We're not denying that it takes work to undo these negative experiences or experiences of pain. But again, to what extent is it okay to continue forward this way? You see? So the aggressive person has to think. The aggressive person has to do a lot of thinking, a lot of soul searching, okay, to at least answer the question, is this who I want to be? Question mark. Is this who I want to be in life going forward? I'm not denying my experiences. I'm not denying that I have this character flaw or whatnot. I'm not denying any of those things. But at this point, I want to take responsibility for whatever is mine. I'm not a kid anymore. Okay. Whatever is mine, I want to take responsibility and move forward. the question is, how do I want to move forward? What steps should I take in order to guarantee the best outcome possible? And that's it. That's it. At least begin by answering this question. There are negative people in the world, there are aggressive types of people in the world who do want to change. They do want to change. They don't want to stay that way. They don't want people to experience them in a negative light. And that's great. That's great that they're able to come to that space of, okay, I see this character flaw, I see this characteristic in me, and I want to change it. And that's the beauty about human beings, is that you can change. You're not stuck in the box that people try to tell you that you're stuck in. You're not. Okay? You can always change for the better if you want to.